Hey guys, me Answer before here. Today, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a match review. Now, I have to say, on the day, I predicted a 4-1 scoreline. I believe I said Messi, Griezmann, Suarez, and Braithwaite. So I actually got 2 out of the 4 correct, which I'm pretty proud of. Unfortunately, Suarez and Griezmann didn't score. And I have to say, on the day, Barcelona were really impressed. I was really impressed in how Barcelona took the game because, for me, we haven't had a very good away game. We haven't had a very dominating away game, other than the Eibar game. There has never been I don't think we have ever had a game away from home we have actually dominated from start to finish. Maybe Getafe. I think Getafe was also another good game as well. And La Liga. Obviously, the Eibar game, and then this game as well. I would say I'm really proud in how Barcelona took the game, And even though Barcelona did win 4-0 and was a really good performance, Mallorca did have several chances. They actually had a lot of decent opportunities, and I have to say, Mallorca were really close to scoring. Marc-Andre ter Stegen had to pull off some amazing saves. So I'm going to give you guys how the match review is going to be working from now on. So basically, I'm going to give you guys, first of all, number 1 is a live lineup reaction. That's going to be the first thing in the video. Number 2 is I'll give you guys, we'll talk about the lineup, who I think I played a good game. Number 3, we'll talk about the goals. Number 4, we'll give credit to the opposition. And then number 5, overall thoughts and rating from 1 to 10. Okay, so let's go look at the lineup right now. Let's look at the lineup, and we'll also talk about the substitutions while I look at the lineup as well. So as you can see, Mallorca lined up at 4-4-2 just as I expected, and Barcelona lined up in a 4-3-3 as I expected as well. Now, there's one thing I did forget to mention, is that the substitutions, you can only 3 times in a game you can make 3 times a team can make a substitution. Halftime does not count. So, for example, 5 substitutions, you can have 1 substitution take place in 60th minute, then 2 in the 70th, and then 2 in the 80th. So it's going to basically work like that. Okay? And here's how Barcelona lined up. Left wing, Martin Braithwaite, Antoine Griezmann, center forward, Lionel Messi on the right wing, Frankie de Jong, and the center mid, Busquets and CDM, Vidal in the center mid, Jordi Alba left back, Ronald Araujo center back, Gerard Piqué center back, Sergio Roberto right back, Marc-Andre ter Stegen goalkeeper. Let's go ahead and talk about each player individually, and I'm not going to really necessarily rate them, I would say. Rather, we're just going to give, like, were they good, were they okay, or were they bad? Braithwaite was really good. I was really impressed with Braithwaite. I was so happy he scored on the day. I really enjoyed how he scored, and it was amazing, man. It was amazing just at the time, because I feel like at that time, we'll talk more about the goals a little later, he did score a very important goal. Griezmann, I felt like Griezmann had an average game. I don't know. Griezmann, for me, it just didn't really work out. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's going to take time to emphasize Griezmann too much because it is the first game back. And like I said, Griezmann hasn't played in a center forward position for such a long time. So I think it's understandable. Lionel Messi obviously was amazing today. Amazing. 2 assists and a goal. Great stuff. Frankie de Jong, really important for the first goal. Sergio Busquets, I felt like was really good today as well. Frankie de Jong. Vidal I felt like was pretty decent. Jordi Alba was pretty good. Ronald Araujo, man. I mean, I didn't expect this guy to start, and he actually put in a very good performance. I was really impressed with Ronald Araujo today. I really love this guy. He almost scored he almost got a header and scored. Gerard Piqué, I felt like was pretty decent as well. Sergio Roberto, I felt like he was okay, I guess. I felt like he didn't do much bad in this. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, I felt like he was pretty decent. So Luis Suarez, let's go look at the substitutes real quick. Luis Suarez, I feel like was pretty decent. Arthur Melick was pretty good for the brief time he came. Rakitic, I don't know. I don't think Rakitic really contributed that much. I mean, I think when was he brought in? Let me see. He was brought in, I believe, halftime, 46th minute. Yeah, he replaced Arturo Vidal. So I feel that Rakitic didn't really have. He wasn't. I don't know. I didn't think Rakitic had much of an impact. And I think Rakitic was simply just given a chance just because of the fact, because of the break, So I don't know. Nelson Semedo, I felt like it was more or less. I think there wasn't really much for Nelson Semedo. I think Nelson Semedo came in pretty late. He came in the 71st minute. So I didn't feel like Nelson Semedo had much of an impact. I think he was still pretty decent though. And then finally it is Junior Firpo. Junior Firpo, as I said, I think was the last substitution that was made. He came in the 84th minute, so there wasn't really much time for Junior Firpo to do much. So yeah, overall this was a great performance. Now let's talk about the goals real quick, and then we'll give some respect to Mike. Let's talk about the goals real quick. Arturo Vidal. Okay, this was a great goal because I believe Mallorca just got possession, and then Frankie de Jong, he won the ball back and he gave it to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba put in a beautiful cross for Arturo Vidal to head it in the second minute of the game, and it was a very big goal, especially away from home. I would say taking a lead, especially early on in the game, gives you that confidence, gives you that motivation, because anytime the away team scores so early, it gives a lot of pressure on the home team, and I feel as though that was a very important goal, and then the game kind of went back and forth, and Mallorca had some chances, Barcelona had some chances too, and I was getting really nervous after. I'll be honest with you guys, I was getting nervous after we had scored the first goal because Mallorca were kind of growing into this game. They had some chances. Kubo, Takisa, this guy Kubo, Taki Fuso Kubo, he was amazing. He was amazing. He caused a lot of problems for Barcelona in the first half. I think he had two decent chances, and dang, he was so close. He was so close. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen had to pull off some miraculous saves. And this guy, man, he was actually owned by Barcelona. Barcelona used to own this guy, and guess what? Real Madrid came in and bought him, and now they put him in loan in Mallorca, which is so undeserving. I mean, I don't like this personally. I feel he cheated us. Anyways, this guy caused a lot of havoc. He was incredibly important for Mallorca in the first half. I would say he was by far Mallorca's best player overall in the game. And then a beautiful cutback from Lionel Messi, and there was like some kind of weird stuff going. Not weird stuff. There was like a lot of deliberation going on. It took a while for the goal to come in because like the fact that I believe it bounced off Sergio Roberto's head, and Martin Braithwaite ended up scoring, which was a big goal because I feel like at that time it basically was against the run of play because I feel like at that time Mallorca were growing into the game. I think they were the better team, and Barcelona ended up scoring. I think I basically repelled everything that Mallorca did. It was against the run of play. And it was a very vital goal because, honestly, if the things have stayed as it was, Mallorca may have gone to get a draw. And Barcelona, we did not want to give a draw. We did not want to give out a draw today. We weren't in the mood to give gifts. And I'm so glad that Martin Braithwaite scored. And like I said, there was some deliberation of VAR. It took a while for it to check because I think the reason why they were so hesitant at first because they were thinking it did hit the arm, and it didn't hit the arm. So the goal stood. And it was 2-0. At that time, and halftime came around, and like I said, Kiki Setién decided to replace Arturo Vidal with Ivan Rakitic, and then the second half went on. Like I said, I feel like for the most part in the first half, the second half, things were about stale. Like I said, not stale. Things were about even. There wasn't really much chances, and then finally in the 71st minute, 79th minute, it was really late. Lionel Messi plays a beautiful ball to Jordi Alba, and Jordi Alba is onside, just about marginally onside. When I saw the goal, I was like, dang, it's going to be offside, right? He's actually onside just about, and he squeezes it in to make it 3-0. And I think at that point, when we had scored the third goal, I knew the game was over. The game was over, and like I said, 2-0 margins is always scary, because like I said, anytime a team gets a goal back, it's always an uphill battle to keep that lead, And so, for me, I feel like if we had conceded, we would have lost all the momentum, and Mallorca would have grown into the game and probably may have caught that equalizer. So, like I said, it's very important that Jordi Alba scored the third goal. And then finally, towards the latter stages of the game, there was a really beautiful chance for Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez misses it. And I think Braithwaite also had a beautiful one-on-one chance. And Suarez played a lovely ball to Lionel Messi, and Lionel Messi puts in the back of the net in the 93rd minute to kill the game and to make it 4-0. I was really impressed. If I had to say the man of the match here, I would have to say it's a really tough call. I'm deciding between Jordi Alba or Lionel Messi. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go with Lionel Messi. I think Lionel Messi was so big for us. He came up with 3 goal contributions, and it was incredible. He was incredible today. Lionel Messi put in a great 100% performance. I really liked, and I think man of the match has to go Lionel Messi here, And for me, Mallorca did have chances. Like I said, Mallorca, it wasn't completely one-sided. It was just Barcelona were very clinical with their chances, whereas Mallorca were very wasteful. I remember Budimir also had a big chance too. And I believe, I think Budimir also had a chance. Kubo had a chance. I think even this guy had a chance as well. Laga Jr. So, it wasn't as one-sided as the scoreline suggests. Because when you watch the game, yes, it's clear that Barcelona were the better team. However, I don't think Barcelona, thoroughly, outclassed. I think the reason why is just a clinicalness. The clinical edge, that's a huge part of the game. And obviously, Mallorca didn't take their chances, and therefore, they got punished. That's how the game works. Okay? Like I said, there are some other things I want to mention. I really like the idea there's water breaks in the game. I think it's really nice. They have 2 times water breaks. I think it gives the energy to the players, hydrates. I love the idea that La Liga have decided to do that. I actually wasn't aware of that until today. And like I said, this is great. Now, I do have to talk about the yellow cards, the suspensions, and worry and thoughts about the next game. So, like I said, Jordi Alba is suspended. He will not be able to play in the next game against Leganes, which I think it's good that he's not going to play that game. I mean, obviously he has no choice because, like I said, there's a very important game. I believe it's against Sevilla, if I'm not mistaken. When does it take place? It takes place this coming Friday at 4 p.m. So that's a massive, massive game. And so definitely it was great that Jordi Alba will not play against Leganes, so he can be fully fit for the Sevilla game. Okay. So, like I said, the statistics show that Barcelona got 10 shots, 6 on target, 65% possession, 5 fouls, 2 yellow cards, no red cards, 2 offsides, and 3 corners. Mallorca did have several corners today. And it's very interesting. They actually got more corners than us, which is pretty odd to say, nonetheless. And like I said, I was really impressed. With this performance. And so, like I said, so overall, I think this is a very good match. I'm going to give this match an 8 out of 10. I think this was a solid display. I do think defensively, though, we were a bit leaky, I would say. I think the crosses into the box, I think Mallorca did have several chances. As I said, they were cutting us apart they were using the width of the pitch, and the fact that we didn't really have any proper established wingers, I feel like that really, they really exploited that. So I am a bit concerned about the width, though. I'm a bit concerned. But as I said, guys, before, this is the first game back. Like I said, everything's not going to be perfect. There are some things we need to improve on. Like I said, I do think defensively we need to improve on a little bit. Maybe try to put some more tackles and try to make some more interceptions, like I said. And don't rely on Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Because like I said, it's nothing wrong with our game today. It's just we can maybe fine-tune some stuff. And like I said, guys, this was a great performance. This was a great performance. I am thoroughly pleased with this performance. And I got to say, this was great. This was a great game. So the next game is against Leganes. Like I said, the next game, I feel that Barcelona should maybe try to rotate partially, like I said, because there's an important game against Sevilla away from home. That's going to be massive. And so, yeah, like I said, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think below this match below. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Peace out.